And joining me in the studio is one half of Darlingside. I've got Harris and Don here. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Thanks for having us along.
It's not easy to find this place on Google Maps. We ended up on top of a mountain at a ski resort about 30 minutes away, out of reception and out of gas. And so thankfully we were on top of a hill and we were able to coast down to a gas station and then get right over here.
In a hybrid vehicle, so we were sort of charging all the way down the ski mountain, and then coasted on our electric mode all the way to the gas station, and here we are at the point.
At the point, and the point of you being at the point.
Ooh, I like it.
Yes, is you guys have a brand new song that they've just delivered to me here. It's so new and fresh. It's steaming. It's hot out of the oven.
That is correct. It's so new that even we haven't heard it.
That can't be true.
It's so steaming and new and fresh out of the oven that you might burn the roof of your mouth on it, like with pizza, where you get too excited. So be careful when you play this, you know?
And it's called Eschaton.
That is correct.
Now, for some reason, that made me think of the Illuminatus trilogy. Does it have anything to do with that?
It does have some relation to that, I think, because it's used as a term both in a biblical context for the sort of like the divine end of days, but then also I think during especially the Cold War era, it was a term talking about sort of nuclear annihilation and the end of the world.
The immanentizing of the Eschaton, I think.
You got it. I wouldn't have known how to pronounce the first part, but yeah.
Yeah, that you're one of the only people who knows that.
I know all kinds of weird stuff. I think William F. Buckley used to use the term way back.
Immanentize the Eschaton.
Yeah, immanentizing the Eschaton. And it was in the Illuminatus trilogy. They mentioned that phrase as well. So that's why I think I looked it up.
We copped it actually from Infinite Jest.
Okay.
David Foster Wallace uses that, and in his very strange novel that Oyen was reading, there's a game that resembles tennis. It's played on a tennis court, and children sort of bombard across the court towards, I think, little areas that are labeled as different countries. And so it's sort of like a staging ground for an international geopolitical conflict. And it's called Eschaton, the game.
It's kind of like Risk. I remember that from the novel, but it's been a long time since I read that.
You can actually see a staging of that game in a music video by the Decemberists from a few years ago, which we only found out about after we started working on this song.
So that's where you guys got it, was from the David Foster Wallace, from Infinite Jest?
Yeah, that's right. Oyen had been reading the book while we were in the process of writing lyrics for the album, and this song, at least the melody, had been kicking around since 2008 and has been kind of pulled out, dusted off, and then put back on the shelf, and then pulled out again. And what had initially been sort of a little kind of acoustic, chuggy folk number with the working title Red Rocking Chair suddenly took on the David Foster Wallace tint and became more about the immanentizing of the Eschaton. So it definitely took a twist. And we ended up also experimenting with different instrument sounds as well on it, and combining sounds in new ways for us. So it was fun to see sort of this old idea of ours warp into a different space in the process of writing for the record.
Nice. Well, let's check it out. Let's check out the tune. This is brand new from Darlingside. Got Harris and Don here to debut the song. It's Eschaton on the Point.
You meet the Young Turks by the Beer Bridge. All of the lines are fixed. We need to remember what happens if we don't ride in with time. Look at the time and what we used to be. Eschaton. I see our stripes on floating ground. No matter what we've been, we are the upshot now. I hear the Eschaton. I see our stripes on floating ground. No matter what we've been, we are the upshot now. They're making martyrs out of 10 stars. Did you think they were ours? There's something in the water, Byzantine, and everyone's downstream. Time, they own all the time, and what we used to be. Signs, look at the signs, tell me what you believe. I hear the Eschaton. I see our stripes on floating ground. No matter what we've been, we are the upshot now. I hear the Eschaton. I see our stripes on floating ground. No matter what we've been, we are the upshot now. We are the upshot now. Our stripes on floating ground. No matter what we've been, we are the upshot now. I hear the Eschaton. I see our stripes on floating ground. No matter what we've been, we are the upshot now.
That is brand new from Darlingside. That is Eschaton. And I've got Harris and Don from Darlingside here in the studios. That does have different sounds for you guys. Is that like an arpeggiating keyboard or something in there? What's going on?
That is correct. Yeah, we actually, on our previous record, Birds Say, we had used a lot of sort of sustained organ tones from a very simple old transistor organ made by the company Kahn that we had found at the town dump in Hadley, where we had been living in a house together. And a lot of those sustained organ tones show up in on our previous record. And we were interested in finding a more portable version of that type of organ that creates very simple early electronic patches, things like sine waves and sawtooth waves and square waves, and just kind of very simple analog electronic tone generators. And we found a small 18-inch long 1-pound instrument that looks like a Game Boy called a Septivox because it has 7 different tone settings of simple waveforms. And the Septivox has this kind of early Nintendo sound to it. And one of the arpeggiating modes, we turned that on and put it through Don's guitar pedal effects, and then sent it out of a guitar amplifier, and then had Don play down the part live so that it still has a live energy, but it is sort of this machine mode that it's in, and then combined that with things like a live take on acoustic guitar and bass and the normal instruments we play, and smash those atoms together to create whatever that sound is that just happened.
Now, is this indicative of the new project? Because we can talk about this now, can't we? There's a new album coming.
That is right. We've got a new album coming. It is coming specifically on February 23rd, which is a Friday. So happy Friday to all of you out there, in the future. And the album is called Extra Life, which is also something that refers to that Nintendo era, from which some of those arpeggiating tones were derived.
And yeah, I think that this is indicative of some of the sounds of the record. We're experimenting with certain new combinations of sounds, and at the same time, I think there are some sides of the record that are maybe even more sort of acoustic or extemporaneous kind of live in the room performances, or the four of us clumped around a single microphone singing things down live together than we've ever done before. And so I think the project, this is one edge of it, but it also, the pendulum swings the opposite way, just as is natural with four songwriters trying to get on the same page with each other.
Now, where did you guys record the album?
We recorded it at the same places we did Birds Say and the Whippoorwill EP, which was at Dimension Sound in Jamaica Plain.
Oh, so right down in the Boston area.
That's right.
Like a hometown effort.
That's correct, yeah. And we did a lot of self-recording as well, just like on our previous projects, and kind of cobbled together some bedroom tracking with studio tracking to get the final product together.
Put it all together in the oven and cook it up, and it comes out hot and steaming.
That is right, yeah. Very, very, very steamy.
Looking forward to it. So February 23rd, we get the new album, Extra Life. Is that 2 words or one?
One word.
One word, Extra Life.
Just like Darlingside.
Just like Darlingside. Well, guys, thanks for coming by and for bringing the brand new song, and we look forward to hearing the rest of the album and to hearing you guys live again.
Yeah, we're so happy to be back here right now, and we're also very happy to have a new record because it gives us a great excuse to be back in Vermont. I think we've got a Burlington show that it should, if it's not up on our website right now, it'll be up on there any day. Cool. And we should be coming back with that new record because we just love Vermont. We love the point and don't want to be anywhere else.
And we love you guys. It's a love fest.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again for coming by, Harris. Don, I appreciate this. This is great. Thank you.
Thank you.